Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for tuning into another video. In this one I want to talk about anger. What causes our anger and what's helped me deal with my own issues over the years. If you're new around here, hey, my name is Travis. I make videos every single week on a wide variety of subjects, mostly to do with personal development because that's the journey that I'm on right now. If you'd like to follow along with that journey and maybe even share your own, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to have you around for future conversations. I've had anger issues for as long as I can remember. It started when I was a kid. I would throw hissy fits and temper tantrums. I would just get so overwhelmed with emotions that I didn't know what to do with it. I would scream into a pillow, I would throw things around the room. It was just a total mess. And then when I got a little bit older, it got worse. I would yell at my parents and I would yell at my girlfriends. It seemed like these are the only two groups of people that I would ever really show my true anger to. I suppose it's because those are the people that I felt safest with and I knew that I could get away with it. Guaranteed that type of behavior would not fly with strangers or even friends. As I grew into a young adult, the anger got much worse and it was exacerbated by a daily weed addiction since the age of 14. That addiction made understanding my emotions so complicated and I didn't even realize I had a problem. Growing up, my father and my brother also had anger issues. And without any other male role models in my life, it became a normalized behavior to me to raise your voice, be dismissive, and insult people. Ultimately, my brother and my father overcame their anger issues, so I saw that it was a possibility. When I was 25, I got into a relationship and we would argue and fight a lot. I would yell and I would break things. I remember even once I ripped a door right off its hinges. The rage was blinding and it was slowly but surely ruining the relationship. And then she left me multiple times. And although we would always get back together, the same issues kept coming up. There were lots of things that were wrong, but the main thing was the anger. So in a last-ditch effort to save the relationship, after some reluctancy, I agreed to go to therapy. My therapist asked me why I was there and I told him that I had anger issues. I was expecting the usual tips and tricks, things that I saw on YouTube videos: breathe, count to 10, leave the room, have a mantra, meditation, those types of things. But that's not what I got at all. Instead, he asked me why I'm angry. And at first, I didn't know what to say. So I just told him everything, my whole life story from the very beginning. And this took multiple sessions. And after a while, he and I both realized that the anger was just a byproduct of a bunch of emotions that I never dealt with. It was a crutch, a default reaction that I would automatically go to when things just didn't make sense to me. I've been through a lot in my life that I had never dealt with. Issues with my parents, coming to grips with my upbringing, being raised in a cult, past relationship issues, and a whole slew of other personal ones. For years I had avoided dealing with all of this stuff head on, and the weed addiction really helped to numb my emotions and dissociate from life. After realizing how much of a problem the weed was, I quit. I kept going back to therapy every week for a year, and I really focused on healing and working on each one of those issues one at a time. We never spoke about anger again, and I really don't get angry anymore. Yes, there are times of frustration, but I no longer raise my voice or break furniture or do any of that erratic stuff. Once I found the root of where my anger was coming from and addressed it, it was no longer useful to me. So if you have anger issues, it's okay to look for tips and tricks to help you in the short term. They definitely worked for me, but only in the moment. After a while, the anger would just come back, and calming it down every single time became exhausting. Anger management is exactly that. It's managing the anger. What you should be trying to do is find where that anger originates from and stop it at the source. Anger and rage can be hugely detrimental to our mental and physical health, but they can also cost us our life. Raised cortisol levels can cause heart attacks, and road rage can cause car accidents. So for ourselves, it can be very, very dangerous, but it also affects the people around us. Our co-workers, our loved ones, and our friends and family. Especially when us men take out our anger on the women in our lives. As men, we are taught in our society to bottle up our emotions, and it can be hard to open up and truly be vulnerable. So all that bottling up builds up pressure, and then ultimately we explode. Some men have outlets like sports and exercise, but we need to understand that it's okay to deal with these emotions in other ways. It's important to have open and honest conversations with the people in our lives, and especially with ourselves. Expressing your emotions is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. If you have anger issues and you've never thought of addressing the problem, please consider seeking help. There is a huge community of people going through the exact same thing you are, and they are more than happy to share their knowledge and their experience with you. Remember, you are not alone unless you choose to be. Let me know in the comment section below how anger has affected your life and what steps you've taken to conquer it that have helped you the most. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave me a like. I'd really appreciate it. And if you think there's somebody in your life who would benefit from seeing this video, make sure to share it with them and let's start having this difficult but necessary conversation. Thanks for hanging out, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.